The end is officially in sight for one of the biggest shows on the entire planet. After years of battling Demogorgons, Mind Flayers, and Vecna himself, the final chapter for our favorite Hawkins crew is finally upon us. So today, we're going to break down everything we know for sure and all the burning questions we have about the fifth and final season of Stranger Things.
And just in case you were wondering how emotional this is all going to be, look no further than this quote right here. The show's creators, the Duffer Brothers, said that when they pitched the final season, they had seasoned, seen-it-all executives openly weeping. I mean, if that doesn't set the stage for a gut-wrenching finale, I don't know what does.
So yeah, let's be perfectly clear. This is it, the grand finale. The Duffer Brothers have always said they had a complete story in mind, with a real beginning, middle, and end. Well, Season 5 is that end. It's the one that's supposed to tie everything together, all the way back to 2016. And that's a phrase that creators keep using, full circle. The idea is to bring the whole story right back to its roots, focusing on that original group, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Will, and Eleven, and the core relationships that made all of us fall in love with the show in the first place.
But before we can look ahead to the end, we have to look back at the absolute disaster our heroes were left in at the end of Season 4. So okay, let's dive into that.
So let's just recap the damage, shall we? Vecna, for all intents and purposes, won. His master plan worked. He opened 4 massive gates to the Upside Down, literally ripping Hawkins apart. Max is in a coma, blind, with broken bones, her heart even stopped, and that final shot? Chilling. The entire group just watching as the Upside Down bleeds into their world. What this means is there's no time jump. Season 5 is going to pick up right here, in the middle of the apocalypse.
So yeah, that devastating ending left us with a whole mountain of questions. We're going to try and tackle the 3 biggest ones, the mysteries that the final season absolutely has to solve.
First up, it has to be Will Byers. I mean, this whole thing started with him, right? He was patient zero. He didn't just visit the Upside Down. He has this deep, terrifying connection to it, to the Mind Flayer and now to Vecna. That connection is why so many people believe Will isn't just a part of the story. He might be the key to ending it.
And then you have the big bad himself. They lit him on fire, they blasted him with a shotgun, Nancy shot him point blank, and he's still kicking. So the real question isn't just about fighting him again. It's, how do you kill something that seems unkillable? What will it actually take to destroy the monster that's been pulling the strings from the very beginning?
And finally, let's zoom out. What about the town itself? Hawkins, Indiana is no longer just some quiet town with a weird lab. It's ground zero for an interdimensional invasion. Can it even be saved at this point? Or is the ultimate fate of Hawkins to be completely swallowed by the Upside Down?
Now with all these questions, the internet is just a wildfire of fan theories. So what we're going to do now is try to separate what's just wishful thinking from what the cast and crew have actually told us is coming. Okay, so here's what we know for sure. The creators have confirmed we're going back to the classic Season 1 character groups. We're also going to get a much deeper dive into the lore of the Upside Down itself. They've stressed that Will's personal journey is a huge focus, and they keep promising an ending that is both absolutely massive in scale, but also, and this is the important part, very, very satisfying on an emotional level.
All right, we have to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Munson. A huge part of the fan base is holding on to hope, pointing to Dungeons & Dragons lore about a character named Kaz the Vampire as a way he could come back. It's a cool theory, but the creators have been pretty blunt about it. They've said his death was final and that it was a crucial, heartbreaking moment for the characters who survived. It really shows you that split between what fans want and the story the creators feel they need to tell.
So when you put it all together, the clues, the promises, the insane cliffhanger, it all points to one thing, a finale that's going to be on a whole other level. So the final season will be 8 episodes long. Now I know what you're thinking, wait, that's shorter than Season 4. But the Duffer Brothers have said they're not thinking of them as episodes. They're basically making 8 movies. The promise is that there's no filler, no slow buildup. It's just going to be pure, pedal-to-the-metal climax from start to finish.
And honestly, the stakes have never been higher. I mean, think about it. This isn't about saving Will from the Upside Down anymore. This isn't even just about saving the town of Hawkins. The barrier between worlds is broken. This is for all the marbles. The fate of the entire world is on the line.
Which really brings us to our last big thought here. In the world of Stranger Things, victory is never free. It always, always comes at a cost. So after the final monster is slain and the final battle is won, what's actually going to be left? What, and more importantly, who will be left standing in the ruins of Hawkins? We're just going to have to wait and see.